What's up, guys? Jordan McAbee here, fantasyracingonline.com, and we're at race 2 of Pocono doubleheader weekend. We got the Explore the Pocono Mountains 350 on Sunday. So we're just going to get right into it. It's a quick turnaround this week. Doubleheader weekends they suck for a multitude of reasons. Not even, getting content out, but so much chalk. This slate is absolutely terrible. I might not even play. It's so chalky. It was already dumb enough that DraftKings, put the prices out, but they massively mispriced some guys. They put the prices out at the same time as Saturday's race, and then they massively mispriced a bunch of guys. So it's all going to come down to, just like we saw on Saturday, it's going to come down to track position. It's going to come down to who makes the right gamble on tires and whoever doesn't wreck. And it's DFS wise, it's going to be being on the right side of that. But we know who's good. So Saturday they're using the same cars that they raced with on Sunday, or Sunday they're using the same cars that they raced with on Saturday. So we know who's good. People that are going to a backup car. So we have, let me see. We got Larson for sure after he drilled the wall with his tire going down. That's the wrong link. So Custer will be going to a backup car. Newman will be going to a backup car. I think LaJoy will. Chastain will. Priest will, Alfredo will. So 1, 2, 6. De Benedetto won't. I know there's one more. There's 7. Oh, and then Larson. Yeah, so Larson's going to backup car. Taking a look at. Let's take a look at Larson had 23 fastest laps on Saturday. Kyle Busch was second best with 17, and Byron with 11. Logano had 10, Kurt Busch 9. As we expected, there were quite a few dominators. That's kind of what we talked about in the Saturday video and, in the article. It's Pocono, we just see several leaders, and we didn't see Larson lead as much as some of us thought he would. I thought he'd lead about 30-plus laps. But we actually saw Kyle Busch lead the most laps again at Pocono. That seems to happen quite often. Larson led 15 laps. Bowman led 16 and 1. Logano led 18. Kyle Busch 30. Byron led 13. Kurt Busch 12. Hamlin 11. Chastain 10. So you got 8 drivers that led at least 10 laps. And it wouldn't be that surprising if we saw that again on Sunday, especially with how the starting lineup is. So due to the top 20 invert, we have Chris Buescher starting first, McDowell second, Truex third, Bell, Almirola top 5. Due to the invert, winner Alex Bowman, he's going to start 20th. Kyle Busch 19th, Byron 18th, Hamlin 17th, Blaney 16th, Kurt Busch, Logano, Harvick. Larson's going to technically start 12th, but due to the backup, he will have to go to the rear before the race starts, and then Keselowski 11th. Pure chalk wise, we got Custer who wrecked out early on Saturday. Got Newman who had that issue. LaJoy who wrecked. Chastain starting 33rd. De Benedetto starting 32nd. In addition to the chalk of the good guys running up front. So what it'll come down to when it comes to DraftKings is just putting together the right lineup of chalk, I think. I don't think we're going to see a bunch of wrecks that are going to, break up and cause someone like, Almirola or Stenhouse or McDowell or Buescher for sure to get in the optimal lineup. And with this, with this starting lineup and how it's done for Sunday's race, I think you can eliminate a significant amount of people out of even picking them in DraftKings this week. Like, I'm not touching Buescher. I'm not touching McDowell. I'm probably not touching Bell. Maybe, I'll have some Bell. I'm not saying completely fade him, but I'm not going to have a ton. Almirola, I'm not going to have a ton. Stenhouse, I'm not going to have probably any. Bubba Wallace, I'll have some. And then you get down here to the mid-20s, And Cody Ware, no. Justin Haley, no. Davison, no. Smithley, no. McLeod, no. Quinn Houff, no. Even Balicki and Timmy Hill, no. Like, it's just not. This isn't the track to use back markers, especially when they're starting 25th and 27th, 28th, 29th, and 30th. Like, no, it's just not smart, and it's really limiting the playing pool, and it's already chalky enough, with how the starting lineup is set up and what cars should be fast. So, looking at Saturday's green flag speed, Logano was number one technically. I don't think he had the best car. I think Larson and Kyle Busch definitely had the two best cars, but Logano had the best green flag speed. You can't fault him for that. He led 15 laps. Is that right? 18 laps. He was strong. He was out front. He probably should have finished better than 7th, but still a good race out of that team. William Byron, strong all day. Finished 3rd, 4th best green flag speed. Kurt Busch, really good strategy for him. Finished 6th, great race for him. And then, Hamlin up there, Blaney, Bowman, Harvick, Keselowski. I don't see this changing much for Sunday. So we have all these place differential plays that are going to be the fastest cars. Like I said, this is not a fun week. But there is opportunity, to be different, and that's what it's going to take probably to take down a tournament. This I think this is a decent race to leave some cap on the table. Not a ton, definitely not like super speedway lead cap on the table, but leave some on the table, like 1,000 or so. I think that's a decent strategy. And also just small pivots, going off of Kyle Busch to Hamlin if you're not putting them together or something like that, or Harvick. I think there's definitely opportunity there. So we'll go ahead. We'll go down driver by driver and go through this probably as quickly as possible, just because of the quick turnaround time and everything. So Kyle Larson, number one in DraftKings price, 12,800. He starts 12th. He's definitely a tournament play. I don't see playing Larson in cash. He doesn't have the place differential upside, but 12,800, he's going to be in a backup car, but he's going to have a backup car that can win. I'm just thinking in my head that it's going to be basically the exact same car that he had today. He's going to have to start in the rear because of that backup car, but it shouldn't be an issue for Larson to get up toward the front. We'll probably see them use some strategy to get there, maybe at the end of stage 1 or in stage 2 and doing different strategy. I'm sure they're going to do the strategy that gets them what they think is the highest probability to win the race. So he may not get as many laps led as we want, but at the same time, it's possible. It's possible that he gets out there and puts up 20-something fastest laps and ends up winning the race. And like I said, I wouldn't play Larson in cash. I don't really play cash games anyway, but I think Larson, it's a good week to be a little overweight on Larson in tournaments, just like I thought it was on Saturday. Kyle Busch starting 19th. He's 11,000 on DraftKings. He is on my projections, he's top of the board, I believe. If not, he's top 2 for sure. My algorithm, which we didn't go over, let's go over that quick, has him projected to win the race. It's very rare that we hear that Kyle Busch loves his race car. He loved his race car on Saturday. And now, the narrative around Kyle Busch these last couple years has been he needs practice to be good. Well, that was basically a practice race. So the thing it's going to come down to with Rowdy is track position. He was very vocal after the race on Saturday that you can't pass in these cars. We saw it. But if they get track position, they have a very fast pit crew. If they get track position, there's no doubt that Kyle Busch can win this race. And like I said, my algorithm thinks he can do it. So, yeah, Kyle Larson, I'm going to have a ton of exposure to him in every single one of my lineups. Not every single one, but in a lot of my lineups, he's probably going to be my highest owned driver on the slate, to be honest with you. Martin Truex Jr., he starts 3rd. He's 10,800 on DraftKings. I think he's a tournament play. I think Truex is I think he sandbagged on Saturday, especially late in the race. You go back and look at iFantasy Race on Twitter. He just posted a tweet about this, and I kind of noticed it as well, but he has the numbers to back it up. Martin Truex Jr. potentially tanked his performance. His fourth quarter speed was 19th best, and the 2 quarters prior to his speed ranking was 8th and 9th. So starting third, I think Truex can lead early. We have Buescher and McDowell on the front row to start this race. I think Truex can get up there and lead early and get those dominator points. Not to mention, Kyle Busch and Denny Hamlin were really fast. It's hard for me to believe that Martin Truex Jr. isn't going to find that speed. And I think the day of struggling on Saturday is going to help that team kind of dial it in on Sunday. So tournament-wise, I think Truex is a great play to be overweight on in tournaments. I wouldn't go too heavy, but at the same time, I don't think many people are going to be on him. Being right in there between Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin, Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott in the price range. DraftKings players are definitely going to gravitate toward that place differential. I think Truex is going to come in super low owned, so I like being, maybe at, I don't even know percentages. I'll have to look at what I'm projecting percentage wise, but I like Truex in tournaments if he can dominate early. I think he can surprise some people on Sunday, to be honest. Denny Hamlin, I think he can win this race on Sunday. He starts 17th. He's 10,500. I had Hamlin on Saturday was my highest owned driver on the slate. He will be super high owned for me as well on Sunday. Pocono is a great track for Denny Hamlin. What I really liked about him though was how optimistic he was after the race on Saturday. I think he knows what he needs out of that car on Sunday to get to victory lane. And we saw often last year, with these double headers and with these, back-to-back races at the same track that teammates would kind of flip-flop in speed. So if Denny Hamlin can get the speed that Kyle Busch had on Saturday, I think he can actually, he might be able to win this race with Kyle Busch, maybe finishing second or third. So definitely love Denny Hamlin. Chase Elliott, he starts 9th. I'm not 100% sure what to think with Chase Elliott. So they're not going to a backup car. They're just going to try to fix the issue that he had early. The good news is he actually had pretty good speed in the middle of the race on Saturday. He ended up 12th, finishing 12th. Tournament play, I think for sure on Elliott. It's no secret that Hendrick is stupid good on speed right now. Bowman just won. Byron finished third. Larson should have won. So they had 3 of the top 4 at the end of that race, and there's no reason to think that Chase Elliott's getting garbage cars. Pocono isn't Chase's best track, but like I said, I think this could be a pivot off of someone like Hamlin or Kyle Busch if you want to kind of to differentiate yourself, because so many people are going to have Kyle Busch, so many people are going to have Hamlin. They're going to overlook Martin Truex Jr. They're going to overlook Chase Elliott. So I think there's opportunity there for sure in tournaments. Kevin Harvick, he starts 13th. He is $10,000. Let's take a look at, he wasn't bad today. He was 7th in green flag passes. He was 9th in green flag speed. We've seen these Stewart-Haas Fords be better with practice, be better, the second, I'm looking at a second race as basically having practice. I think Stewart-Haas is going to be very good, not very good, but better than they've been, when we start visiting these tracks for the second time, now that we're in the second half of the NASCAR season. So Harvick, he's great here at Pocono. All it takes is a little bit of track position, but he didn't look exceptional in speed. He gets bailed out by his fast pit crew a lot. So I definitely don't like him as a tournament play as much as Chase Elliott, as much as Martin Truex Jr., but definitely there could be a reason to be overweight on him. It's Harvick at Pocono, and like I said, there's so much chalk this week that it could pay to be different. Joey Logano, he starts 14th. He's $9,700. Logano was, like I said, he had the best green flag speed. He led the second most laps. Do I see that happening again? No. Did I see that happening, on Saturday? No. My algorithm had him projected to finish 6th on Saturday. It has him 5th here on Sunday. So, you know, could he make the optimal lineup? Absolutely. You know, if he goes out there and puts up the dominator points that he does again and finishes top 5, you know, being $9,700. It's definitely nice to see how strong Logano was. Think he's definitely a tournament play. You could even probably run him in cash if you didn't want to. If you didn't want to roll with, you know, if you wanted to save some cap off of Hamlin or Kyle Busch, but those two are definitely the top dogs when it comes to place differential and potential to win this race. But Logano could be right there. He could be a top 5 car again. Keselowski was really strong in this race early. He faded, and then he ended up finishing 10th. It kind of is what it is. I don't like the price there at $9,500. I don't see the Dominator upside to be too heavy on Keselowski. Of course, they could always play the strategy game and get out there and lead some, but not loving Keselowski this week. Obviously have some exposure, but nothing major. Ryan Blaney, he starts 16th, so he finished 5th on Saturday. $9,200. Blaney was solid on Saturday, you know, especially once he got the track position late. I need to just move this tab over. Okay. So, yeah, 7th best in green flag speed. Like I said, he finished 5th. I really liked how he restarted. And don't forget, he started back, you know, almost in 30th place. I think he was back in 27th on Saturday. So he's starting much better this week. He should, theoretically, that should make him a little bit faster, definitely early in the race. Doesn't have to deal with traffic and all that. So Blaney's definitely in play. I could see him. I'm going to have a ton of exposure to him. Probably not as much as I did on Saturday, but still, he's a strong play. He could finish top 5, but also like, you know, Logano and Keselowski, I just don't see a ton of Dominator upside out of Blaney this week. And with him starting 16th and being right there in front of Byron and Bowman on the DraftKings price sheet, I think he's a pivot off of those guys, you know. So Byron is, the kid just doesn't stop with these awesome finishes, and there's no reason to think he will. So he was 4th in green flag speed. He finished 3rd. Definitely expect a top 5 finish again. If you're going to get a top 5 finish out of a guy starting 18th and only $9,000 on DraftKings, you know, he's going to be a very solid play. I have Byron projected for about nearly 60 DraftKings points. You know, obviously a great value there. Love Byron this week in DraftKings, and you know, he that's all I have to say about that. I forget what the line is on Forrest Gump. I haven't seen that movie in a while. Anyway, off topic. Alex Bowman, he starts 20th after winning on Saturday. He's $8,700 on DraftKings. That was a little bit surprising. I had Bowman in my $400 lineup, so my core in that was, I don't even remember what it was. So I had Bowman, Hamlin, Blaney, and then DiBenedetto, who is absolutely dead to me now after that horse shit of speeding and the penalty for removing equipment. Okay, so I had Blaney, Hamlin, Bowman, Chris Buescher, also dead to me, junk all day, DiBenedetto, and then Eric Jones. Not dead to me, but close. But yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and take Alex Bowman off the dead to me list, and I'm going to put DiBenedetto firmly on that list. Maybe never, coming off of it. Kurt Busch, 15th starting position. He's $8,500 in DraftKings. That car was strong all day, and they were just very good at strategy and got Kurt out there. He led what? He led 12 laps. You know, he wasn't, I don't think he could have won the race, but, you know, definitely top 10, solid top 10 car, if not top 5. So I definitely think he's in play. I like him as a pivot off of Bowman, or a pivot off. I don't like him as a pivot off of Byron. That's crazy, but I like him as a pivot off of Bowman. I think Kurt Busch could easily get another top 10. On Sunday, my algorithm has him at 12th again. I think it had him 11th. or something like that for Saturday. So definite upside, definite top 10 upside. And if he sneaks into the top 5, that's going to be great value on DraftKings for, an $8,500 driver. Christopher Bell, I mean, he could be an early dominator. You gotta think that Chris Buescher and Michael McDowell are probably not going to stay out front very long. Obviously, Buescher has a lot higher upside to lead early than McDowell does. But so they got Truex and Christopher Bell right behind them to start. If Buescher doesn't lead a lot early, and I don't think he will, I think Truex is going to lead a lot early. Christopher Bell is obviously probably second best, or the second best option out of the top 5. I don't see Almirola leading, or getting up there and leading. I don't see who starts 6. Stenhouse. See, I don't see Stenhouse up there. Bubba, I don't see getting up there. Suarez, I don't. So if you're looking for an early dominator, I'd much rather go Truex than Bell. Obviously, there's a huge price difference there, but I won't have much Christopher Bell on Sunday. Matt DiBenedetto, like I said, he's dead to me, but he starts 32nd. That car should be good enough to finish around 15th. Definitely a safe play, definitely a place differential play. Should be a very popular pick. That's today I'd say DiBenedetto was about, at best, a 17th place car. But yeah, got those penalties. Chase Briscoe, like I said, I'm very interested to see what Stuart Haas is going to do on Sunday after their lackluster again performance on Saturday. Briscoe is a pivot option here off of DiBenedetto and Chastain. With all this chalk, you got to find ways to be different, and Briscoe could be the guy. Do I think he has top 10 upside like I think Chastain does? Absolutely not. Could he finish 15th and Chastain and DiBenedetto wreck out? Yes. Are you hoping for a lot if you're banking on that to happen? Absolutely. Do I like the price of $7,900 for Briscoe? No, but he's going to be low owned. So contrarian brain in me says be a little bit overweight on Briscoe, but I do love Ross Chastain this week. Getting right into him, 33rd, $7,700. So they made like a really stupid call to restart behind McDowell and ruined Chastain's day. So he dropped like a rock. He went from like 4th to 16th in a corner, and then spun out, hit the wall, and ruined his day. He's going to a backup car. Don't have a problem with the backup car. Obviously, Kurt Busch had plenty of speed. Obviously, I think Chastain had legitimate top 10 speed before his issues. Could have snuck in a top 5. I think the same thing on Sunday. So starting 33rd, $7,700. I'm going to have a ton of Chastain, and that's just how it's going to be. Chris Buescher on the pole. He's $7,400. And, no. Daniel Suarez 8th. I really like Daniel Suarez on Saturday. I had quite a bit of Suarez exposure. I don't really like his price here at $7,100 unless you're pivoting down off of Chastain and saving some cap there. I think Suarez's ceiling is about 10th, so I don't love the play. Not worth going super heavy on, but as a pivot, staying, I don't know, do you go 8%, 10%? Yeah, it's not a great option at all. I'd much rather go Reddick starting 10th and hope that he somehow sneaks into like the top 6. That's what I'd do if I was looking to be different in this range. So Reddick starts 10th. He's $6,900. So he finished 11th. He ran inside the top 10 for a decent portion of Saturday's race. And he could surprise some people. I like the Chevy Power. I think, I think there's upside there definitely with Reddick, especially if you're trying to get off the Chastain chalk or the Custer chalk. So yeah, Custer's next. He starts 38th. He's $6,800. Just got punted by Keselowski. And, I'm not expecting the world of Custer. Like I said, I think Stewart Haas will be better than they were on Saturday during Sunday's race. Better for Custer is probably like a top 20, maybe, but starting 38, $1,600, it's just like a no-brainer cash play. Probably just eat the chalk and everything. But I will say my projections don't particularly love Cole Custer. But, it's the safest option you got. He can't score negative points even if he wrecks out on lap 1. So, Austin Dillon starts 21st, $6,600. Definitely like that as a pivot off of Custer. I don't remember what happened to Austin Dillon in this race, how he ended up 21st, but 17th in green flag speed. I think he could definitely go up there and challenge for maybe a top 12. Definitely a top 12 out of Austin Dillon has better upside than Cole Custer, maybe sitting around in the mid 20s or worse, or having issues or whatever. So definitely like Austin Dillon in tournaments. I think he's a strong play. You have to like the RCR, speed, and 21st. Like I said, he's probably going to be relatively low owned. So love the play in tournaments. Eric Almirola starting 5th. He's $6,400. I'm not seeing enough upside there to go. I'll probably fade him entirely. That's just how I roll. I likely won't have much Almirola. I will say Austin Dillon, my projections really like Austin Dillon this week. Yeah. So just something to keep in mind there. Make sure you check out the projections. They're free. FantasyRacingOnline.com. Check them out. Bubba Wallace, he starts 7th, $6,200. I'm probably going to bet Bubba Wallace to finish top 10. I liked what I saw out of that car on Saturday. 12th best in green flag speed. He finished 14th. Do I think he's a great play in DraftKings? No. But like I said, you need just something to be different because a lot of people are going to have the same exact builds this weekend. So I don't particularly love Bubba as a tournament play, but I can see using him. If he somehow finishes 8th or something, which obviously would be his best finish this season, but if he goes up there and leads 5-10 laps, it makes it a lot easier for him for that price of $6,200 to pay off for Bubba. So I like the Gibbs affiliation. I like how strong Bubba looked on Saturday. I like him more in betting than I do DFS, but I could see sprinkling some Bubba Wallace in there and being overweight. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., I'm just not interested. 6,000, he starts 6th, starts too high. I don't see the upside there. On to the next one. Corey LaJoy, 36th. He had that issue with Alfredo. I don't know whose fault it was. Didn't get a very good replay of it, but $5,900. I do think LaJoy has top 20 upside. So if you want to get off the Newman chalk, I think this is an option. And obviously, I'm always going to have a soft spot for Corey LaJoy. He's my boy. Always like to see him run well, run top 20. And, if Newman goes and puts it in the wall again on Sunday, you're going to have to go somewhere else. And while I do like Eric Jones and my projections do as well, I think Corey LaJoy is a decent pivot. Justin Haley starting 27th. He's $5,800. Don't like it at all. That car is absolute junk. He finished 27th because there was so much attrition on Saturday. It's probably not going to happen again. And if it does, he's not going to move up much. So won't have that place differential like he did on Saturday. Eric Jones, he starts 22nd. My projections like him. I like him as a tournament play. I can understand why nobody else does. Especially starting 22nd, it's where he started on Saturday as well. But I like the Chevy engine. I think with a strategy call and good track position late, I think he can come home in the teens. Only $5,700. Definitely like him as a tournament play. He's actually in my optimal lineup according to my projections this week. Ryan Newman, he starts 37th, and they priced him at $5,500. Honestly, he might hit 70% ownership in the big GPP. Like, everybody's just going to plug him in. And you have to. I mean, on on his worst day when he doesn't wreck out, he's gonna be like a 24th place car. On a good day, he's mid-teens. You can't bank on someone like Ryan Newman putting it in the fence again. 2 races in a row. So I'm probably going to eat that chalk and just roll with it and try to differentiate myself somewhere else. I might have a few lineups. I might have 1 or 2 or 3 high dollar lineups that don't have Newman purposely, but he's the chalkiest pick we've had in a very long time. And that's kind of what we get. I mean, he was already priced. I would have played Ryan Newman at $5,500 if he was starting 20th. So he's starting 37th. I mean, anyway, Michael McDowell starting 2nd. He's $5,400 on DraftKings. Nope. Couldn't pay me. Ryan Preece, he starts 23rd. He's $5,300. He's going to a backup car. I see his ceiling at about 23rd, and I feel like most of the time he's going to finish worse than that. Pivot off of Newman? Maybe. I'd rather pivot down to Alfredo, starting 26th. But, I just don't see much upside with Preece. 25th in green flag speed today, Saturday's race. I don't know. I mean, maybe he gets lucky and finishes 18th. It just take a lot, like I said, I'd rather go to Alfredo. Yeah, he wrecked on Saturday. Still came home 26th, though. They will be going to a backup car. I don't have issues with backup cars. I think they're fine. I actually like it, especially like, someone like Chastain, going to a backup car is actually preferred for me because I know for a fact that car isn't going to have any like minor mechanical issues that could ruin his day from the start. So to me, backup cars are pretty much the same thing as primary cars. So I don't see any issue in that. So Newman, if you want to get off the chalk, I like going down to Alfredo, maybe going down to Preece. Or even if you want to, try to fit in Larson with the other place differential guys, then I think there's an option to double up down here in this low $5,000 range. James Davison, 28th, $5,100, no. Cody Ware, 25th, no. McLeod, $4,900, no. Bilicki, no. Smithley, no. Half, no. Timmy Hill, no. This isn't a week to use back markers. It's not going to work out, especially when they're starting 25th through 30th, and for the most part, it's not going to work out. So the optimal lineup, according to my projections, is Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin, William Byron, Ross Chastain, Ryan Newman, and Eric Jones. At least $600 on the table. So I think, like I said, I think this is a week that you can leave cap on the table. Second highest, according to my projections, is Kyle Busch, William Byron, Alex Bowman, Ross Chastain, Ryan Newman, and Matt DiBenedetto. I could see running this as well. It's pure place differential. Like I said, we're going to get so much chalk this week, especially with the pricing. So it's not going to be super fun Sunday. Maybe if we get some, if Newman's 70% owned and we get, and he hits the wall on lap 1, there's obviously potential to be contrarian this Sunday's the day to be contrarian, I think, but at the same time, the chalk is just the obvious. So, I don't think you go super contrarian on Sunday, unless you're like, yeah. I don't see going super contrarian working out. Just minor, switches here and there. Like with this going, instead of Kyle Busch going like a Blaney, and then maybe going instead of Newman, then hitting Custer or hitting Austin Dillon, and then you're leaving cap on the table. You're still getting great place differential plays. You're staying away from the Newman chalk. Just tiny little tweaks like that, I think, is where the play is this week on Sunday for the second Pocono race. So, that's going to wrap it up. It's a quick turnaround here. Remember, try not to overthink this. We know who the good cars are. And the only thing that we don't know is who's going to get penalties and who's going to wreck, and we can't try to predict that. So, good luck on Sunday, and next week is Road America, so with same-day qualifying, I won't be doing a video. But check out the new Stacking Denny's episode coming probably Wednesday. I think it's going to be a very good one. Rotodoc and I are already talking about what we're going to discuss on that episode. So, good luck. Hope you win some money on Sunday, and we're not just all running with the same lineups and splitting everything. Yeah. See ya.